even up to the learners will be very familiar on these programs. So based on our notice of meeting, um, our agenda, there are only two. We have the orientation and on other matters. For those curriculum matters that you would want us to discuss. And for agenda number one, orientation on the following: rapid approach, which is the learning recovery program of Region 9. And then we have ABANTE, the CID strategy on curriculum implementation. Actually, it should be implementation and also monitoring and evaluation. And then we will also be, I will also be orienting you on the MATATAG program, because this is the latest program of, actually, the program of our DEPED secretary, our program. And as I have said, this, uh, not only these programs, but in addition to these programs, it is expected that all of this will be properly communicated to our school heads, to our schools, teachers, and in fact, even the learners, or if possible, even the parents, and even the LGU should be able to articulate, and they will have the knowledge of these big programs that we are implementing in schools, in addition to the district and school programs, the division programs. Expected that we have fully disseminated to all our stakeholders. And the second agenda is on other matters. In case there are other concerns that you want us to include in this afternoon's conference. Okay, so um, is there any other addendum or agenda that you would want to add aside from those in the notice of meeting? Anybody? If there's none, any motion for the approval of the agenda and for us to treat the agenda as presented?
Ma'am, I
I
move for
move.
the approval of the agenda presented.
Seconded.
Okay,
I
thank you so
second the
much.
motion.
Okay, sige, thank you so much. So, it has been moved and seconded on the approval and for us to treat the agenda as presented. So, we will start with uh, rapid. What is this rapid? Last week, we attended, four of us attended a regional activity, orientation, kindly my orientation on rapid and also of the regional reading program. So I will orient you on this so that you can also schedule. I can also schedule an orientation. You can also schedule an orientation for all of the schools through the school heads, and we are hoping that the school heads will also orient the respective teachers, include and will communicate this to the parents and to the LGU. Okay, so this is, am I now projecting? Okay naman. So the rapid approach. This is the learning recovery program of Region 9. So um, prior my presentation with the rapid, I am using the material sent to us by the region after our activity at Zamboanga City. And prior to this, I hope that all of us can also articulate what is zeal for progress in reading, because zeal for progress in reading is actually embedded in the rapid approach, because this is the CLMD curriculum and learning management division of the region. um, it is embedded in the rapid. Actually, we already had, when I presented to you last DemandCom about the rapid, I mentioned about the rapid, and that I I announced that we will have our orientation this afternoon. I was so happy then that SDS Batan SDS Batan mentioned about Abante. And we are done with Abante. Those district heads who are with us during the DEDP right shop, the DEDP presented parang encapsulized by the presentation of Sir Pampilo during the DemandCom. They already had the knowledge about Abante, but I waited for the right time for me to share to you this Abante, because it has been, actually this is our in answer or in support to Rapid. So what is this Rapid? By the way, I will be giving you the material, entire material of this, so that you can use this also in your orientation. All right, so this is the outline of the document on Rapid, the context, the program objectives, the general guidelines, and the implementation arrangements of Rapid, so that you will understand why our education program supervisors in their own learning area, why are they asking for profile of teachers, profile of school heads, even school heads. But this morning we agreed that we will have the teachers, profiling of teachers, because that is one of the activities in Rapid. Um, so you can see it there here in the logo of Region 9. R, that is reading and numeracy first. A, that is on assessment. P is profile. S is increase. D is developed. That is the meaning of rapid. And even last week, we had our alignment. We are aligning our activities in this the CID. We align that to rapid. Tanawa. Okay na, am I projecting? Makita na ninyo?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay, sige.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, partly, this is the memorandum. We will provide them with the entire document of the memorandum. We will search on this. So, this rapid actually is issued based on the memorandum, regional memorandum number 16, or this has been disseminated through regional memorandum number 16, series 2023, dated January 5, 2023. And this is on the initial policy guidelines. Initial, because we are for continuous improvement. In fact, during our conference with the regional team headed by Sir Pinales during that right shop, we had given them feedbacks and recommendations, suggestions for the improvement of the processes, because after all, it's us who will be uh, hands-on this, especially the schools. So we discussed, and then when I even made a follow up to the region is still enhancing some of the processes. So this is on initial policy guidelines on the implementation of rapid approach to learning recovery of Region 9? It's because Region 9 is second from BARM. Or ASEC Gonong um, have this comment na really daw ang Region 9 is neighbor of BARM kasi we have similar performance with the BARM. So because of that, this is the strategy of the regional office. Hopefully with this we can, with our, of course, with our support, we can we can improve the performance of Region 9. We can help Region 9. So this is initial policy guidelines on the implementation of RAPID, which is reading and numeracy first in all learning areas, including ALS. Including ALS. Reading and numeracy first in all learning areas, including ALS. So looking at this, the meaning of R, we can say that Propel is here. Because in Propel, we have two principles of Propel. When we say Propel, that is all teachers are reading teachers. That's the first principle of Propel. The second principle of Propel is all learning areas, all lessons are reading lessons. That's Propel. So later you will realize that we are really this prior rapid. We already have this Propel, which is aligned to rapid, despite we have our Propel first. And I would like to reiterate also that Propel will not be affecting all other program implementations, from the division of the Care and Share, of I Love to Read, and all the district and school reading programs. Propel is not affecting any reading program. Propel is supporting all the reading programs because we are emphasizing among the teachers that they are reading teachers and that all lessons are reading lessons. And I would like to emphasize also that when it comes to Propel, um, please correct the teachers or anybody, the school heads back, correct them if they will say that that's the Propel of Ma'am Abelio. No, my name should not be coined with Propel, but Propel is the umbrella reading program of the schools division of Zamboanga del Norte. So a name should not be coined with that. So I'll repeat, Propel is the umbrella reading program of DEPED, Zamboanga del Norte division. So that would be that's how we are to communicate Propel. In case there's a reading program of the district, that the school head should not say that this is the reading program of PSDS Magtuba, or this is the reading program of PSDS Tubal. Because if it will be coined with your name, pag transfer nimo, nawala siya. But it will be, this is the reading, this is our district reading program. It should be like that because we can ensure sustainability of the program if a person's name will not be coined with it. Another thing, if the program is school-based, so it should not be, the teacher should not say that this is the program of our principal, or this is the program of Elvis Adavan. It should not be like that, but this is the school reading program. In case the school head will be transferred, the program will remain because that is not about the school head. It's about the school. So we will train the teachers. This is how we are to advocate the program. Like Rapid, although conceptualized by the CLMD, but we could not say that Rapid is the program of Sir Penales, but that is the approach of learning to learning recovery of Region 9. Okay, so this memorandum will is articulating on how we are to articulating on the policies, initial policy guidelines on rapid. So you can see it here, including the ALS. So help us, help EPS Bilieno, when you conduct your district orientation on this, please include the ALS implementers, because so that they will know that they are included in the rapid. Meaning profiling will not only be up to the it should be including the ALS and including the MEP, those who are MEP implementing schools, including the IPED if these are IPED implementing schools. But the education program supervisors in our conference this morning, um, they they are already aware that they are to profile the teachers in their learning area, an area of concerns like IPED and MEP. So I is increase. So later I will present to you what does increase mean. So siguro kay balo naman ta, we are to increase our performance. Develop, what are we to develop? When it's school, may lang rin tag development of contextualized materials, but what is also developed in rapid? So this is learning recovery approach of Region 9. And because rapid is about Region 9, meaning we can also see rapid in the SIP. We can also see rapid in the AIP. We can see propel. I love to read, care and share in the SIP. In the AIP, we will be checking on this. We can see Abante. Abante in the AIP and the SIP because that's our strategy and other programs of the division. We can see Matatag. We can see Matatag in the SIP and the EIP. So this is very timely that we are having this orientation because I know there will be revisiting of the SIP. In fact, or AIP, in fact, dapat January pa, nahimo na ang revisiting of the EIP. So, these are the objectives. Learning loss, the context. Learning loss in Region 9 is significantly evident in national and regional assessment schemes. Tinuod man gyud pod, we did not reach 75, even in the RAT national, second from the bottom. So, unsa ba? Reading difficulties of many learners in Region 9. So, you have seen the report of Ma'am EPS Sibone. EPS Sibone on this number of when we name them struggling readers from grade 1 up to grade 12. So this is our concern, the concern of everyone. And then what else? Literacy. So that's part of literacy. When we say reading, in fact, we can even classify pa our learners as to um, letters, letters and sounds, phonemic awareness. So I actually you have experts in your districts who can help you on that. And then what else? Oh, it's here. No, the academic performance. The challenge of USEC, Gunong, Gonong on curriculum and teaching, USEC for curriculum and teaching, CT, Dr. Gina Ogonong, she challenged our director to increase the academic performance of learners within 3 school years. So it's very timely that the school heads are now looking back, revisiting, enhancing their SIP up to 2025. But actually, we are done. Our DEDP is up to 2028 ang ato ang DEDP and also with the REDP. And in fact, we already had submitted our program of activities up to 2030 because BEDP our basic education program, development plan, basic education development plan is up to 2030. So we already had submitted last January. So objectives anchored anchored in the key priority areas of the basic education plan, the BEDP 2023 sa national level actually up to we capture up to 2023. But actually, it's 2030. Matatag agenda, REDP 2028. So we have the rapid approach that we are to anchor. So we are hoping that the rapid approach can increase the regional performance, learners' academic performance in the region and national. So from average of 35 to 65 to moving towards mastery, which is 66 to 85 by the school year 2024-2025. Kini bitaw nga percentage average assessment, that is based on the NAT, because the NAT has also the range per sa NAT kani nga analysis, di ba? It's by competency, whether the learners in this school or division is within average or moving towards mastery. So we have 66.85. That's our goal. Makaabot tag 66, that is moving towards mastery up to 85. But specifically, for the schools division of Zamboanga del Norte, our target is 75. So please help us to check for this year, 75 na. Please help in checking the targets of the schools. Dili pwedeng ang division will target 75, the district head will also target 75, and the school will target below 75. Dili siya pwede. So we need to align all our targets. All our numbers should be the same when it comes to planning. And then, enabling objectives. Hopefully, we can achieve these objectives here. Component 1, reading and numeracy first. Unsa may naa dire. Intensify the implementation of the zeal for progress in reading program components, guidelines, criteria in the SDOs and schools. So the zeal of progress in reading, it has its own guidelines na mga ito. Awarding. In fact, they already came parang 2 weeks ago for the reading assessment of the identified schools, our contestant schools, or they were there, the region visited. And our propel is anchored to this zeal for progress in reading. Kasi zeal for progress in reading of Region 9, our reading program in Region 9 is anchored to bawat bata bumabasa. However, um, based on information given verbally, the central office is also actually on the process of formulating, crafting the reading program of DEPED, the National Reading Program DEPED. So, abangan natin kasi ang bawat bata bumabasa is not a program daw. That's their assessment. Now, that's their assessment relative to Tribis. It's an initiative but not a reading program. Kasi daw, a program, it is a program kung naa siya, what materials, monitoring, and evaluation process. So, I would say, kung balikan nato ang Propel, I would say it's a reading program. Why? Because there's a monitoring tool katong Propel monitoring report. Propel monitoring report to be used by the school heads in the observation of classes. Another, when we say learning materials, or the reading materials in the classroom, these are the reading materials for Propel because we are preparing and supporting all other programs. So, It's not just merely a strategy because we are monitoring on its implementation. Sige. Pero Ma'am Abilio is not to be mentioned with propel. Next, enhance teachers and instructional leaders' knowledge and skills in the implementation of the reading and numeracy programs in schools and SDOs. This is where profiling will come in. And soon, please bear with us. Mag-inform na ko daan. Baka magbagulbol ang field. Kadaghang bang profiling in all the learning areas. Profiling yun tanan in all the learning areas. So, expect the tools will be downloaded to you for the profiling of everyone. Trainings attended in mathematics, trainings attended in ELLN, because we will submit this data to the region and they will be the target participants to the regional training and even to the national training. So it will be need-based. We will not be conducting training if we do not know the needs of this of our clientele. So that's the reason why we need to have the profiling. Within this week siguro, other EPSS will be downloading to you the templates on the profiling because anytime we will be submitting this to the RO. This one, explicit teaching. So strengthen. The region is, it's not only the region, but the national. But with the national, the region is really advocating and strengthening explicit teaching. Based on observation, niingon si Sir Pinales, wala naman naka-explicit teaching si teacher. So please, we need to check also during our team supervision or not even team supervision during the regular observation of classes of the school heads that explicit teaching should be very evident. Now, how can the school heads pala, let's check on our school heads. Are all our school heads knowledgeable on explicit teaching? Because if there are school heads not knowledgeable, and if the district head is very knowledgeable, pwede one-on-one coaching na lang. So that you will not be calling all the school heads kay expert na other school heads. Then we are wasting the time of the expert school heads. Or how will you do it? Strategize in such a way that all school heads in the elementary and secondary are very knowledgeable on explicit teaching. Then kita pod, we will study unsa din ang explicit teaching. So that when we will be in the classroom, we will know nga, aha, explicit teaching. Reading and numeracy. Then, what else? Abangan natin because per information, the central office is enhancing the curriculum. But of course, if there's enhancement, the implementation will be next year. So we need to condition the mind of our teachers na we are always for continuous improvement. CI good. So their mental model should be CI. Nothing is permanent. Dayon unsa pagyud ni structured literacy approach to the teaching of the big six of reading. So dapat kay balo na pud ta big six of reading. Unsa ay ng mga big six of reading? Oral language. Ni sulod din na ang goal ni Ma'am Hibone, di ba? Phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary development, fluency, and comprehension. So, maingli tag big six of reading. Pag ingon na to, dapat all school heads can outrightly say what are these big six of reading. Memorize ni nato karon. All of us will memorize so that anytime ingon si Sir Pinales, what are the big six of reading? We can just enumerate. Including our teachers nga even if they are not English teachers because all teachers are reading teachers, they should know the big six of reading. So mag-memorize na ta, contest ta, ugma kinsay unang ka-memorize, ugma jud. So that's it, that's rapid sa reading and numeracy pa lang ta. Hala, mahurot maka na ko ang time anero di pa ko kahuman. Ensuring different types of reading and numeracy programs. Unsa man kaay na mga types of reading and numeracy programs. Developmental, functional, art, letter sound pa ba? Maingon man sila nga there are non-readers in grade 12 na mahadlok man kita. So, remediation. So, pangitaan na to sila proof of the remediation. Pila da ikabata? How many of the learners are in remediation? From what grade level? How many of the learners? When it's enrichment, numeracy, enrichment, how many of the learners are in this enrichment activity? When per grade level, how many of them? Ala, kasi if we will not be doing this, maingon lang mo tuo lang punta nga, nag-remediation mi ma'am after class, 30 minutes, like that. And then, we could not even see the name of learners by this time. Pangitao na gyud nato the names of these learners. And if pull out session siya kasi dili siya pwede nga they will be there in the classroom. Ingon din si Sir Penales na ang bata dili kabasag hangad sa maestra and the teachers teaching them photosynthesis. Di man kay kabasag photosynthesis. Magundang na. Si Sir Penales. They will be in the pull-out session. Kung pull-out siya, how many na ba tayo list of learners who are conducting the pull-out session? Pag abot dito sa pull-out, isa lang baka teachers dito? What if the need of the learners, dito siya phonological, dili siya kasi VC, wala siya letters, wala siya dito, like, makaread siya sentence, comprehension na lang ang kulang niya. Di balahi na po unta ang teacher for the comprehension. Paunsag yun ni. So, what I mean is, please help the schools in strategizing, in implementing strategies on how to do these things. Kasi dili pwede nga, siya ma'am ang among remedial teacher. Ha? Madupan ka niya even if there are 10 learners with different difficulties in reading. Baka at the end of the month, non-reader lang gihapon ang non-reader. Kasi wala din address ang iyang need. Kasi si teacher, wala naman siya dito sa sounds. Tuana siya dito sa sentences and comprehension. So these are some considerations that we need to. These are some aspects in conducting remediation pa lang na siya. When it comes to remediation activity. So, tanaw na to, tutukan na to, ug asa na siya dapit. Later, after this, after a month siguro nga, na-establish na ninyo kung unsaon, how the schools will do this. We will have our, kuan ba kaha? I will visit the district. I will visit the district so that I can see it for myself. In fact, si Sir Pinales, nagpakita na gyud namo og kanang kuan, laminated flashcards of sounds. Siya nga, when we go out, we will check whether learners can give the sound of these letters and can name letters. Imo pang dalon si learners dito sa alphabet sa classroom and ipahangad mo ang classroom. The teachers, you are disturbing the teachers. The teachers are having their classes. Bring your own. So, mag-print na ta, mga letters and with the sound. Di ba, katong na ay mga bars, katong na ay duha ka linya, mauman to siya ang sound. Di ba kami yung what letter is this? So, what's the sound? Dayon, ang katong wala gani bar sa kilid-kilid, mauman to siya ang maingot at what's the name of this letter? Anak man to, magdala-dala na ta. It should not only be Sir Penales para makita niya, oy, Zamboanga del Norte. Even ako, and the PSDS, even all the district heads and the school heads will be bringing all those makatagbo tagbata pak. Pakita din ato ang flashcard. Unsa ni og makita sa bata ka oriented ka siya kay balo siya og naa gani bar nga sound to siya di og sound of letter M mo flash lang ta atong letter mingon ang bata. Og mo flash lang ta atong isa ka letter nga ang M ingon ang bata. M. Oh, anak na ta karon kinahanglan mo flash na lang ta makakita tag bata maski asa dapit. So I will be bringing that my laminate ko may. So ingon ana. So all of us, we are reading teachers kita tanan including the school heads. We will check on that para makaingon si Sir Penales nga ang Zamboanga del Norte dili ta magpabilib believe, pero tininuod yun di nga, iplastar dahil nato tang kuan. Dayon makakita tag teachers, kay all teachers are reading teachers man. We will test kung maka sound ba ning teachers nga may basag mo pa kita ta og letter to nya mingon ang teachers. So wala siya kasabot. Kanus ato mag-sound, kanus ato letter name. Oh, nice kaayo. Or nabaka tay difficult terms in all the books. Ngita ta dito mga technical terms in science, in dito sa higher grade level, then makatagbo tag i-flash lang nato. Basig mo pahawa na silang magpadulong tano. Pati ako na anas Ma'am Abilio kuan ta mudagan ta palayo. What I mean is kana um hopefully we can do this na kuan, we will enjoy what we are doing at the same time. Component number 2 of rapid. So, reading and numeracy first. So, og letters, numeracy lang, literacy raman to. Reading lang man to. Naapot ay flashcards on kuan, katubang multiplication. Multiplication flashcards. Division ba nga? Kita tag bata, i-flash lang nato. Pero kadlo ka nakatanog ingon anita. Tingala na nagway sila, no? Sige. Component number 2 is assessment. So, atong EGRA, okay naman tas atong EGRA na naman na it's conducted. EGMA, ang EGMA, Ma'am Dublico is having this tool na and she will be orienting all the mathematics coordinators na pod relative to this. Ang impact, kanabitong atong mga struggling readers, naingon si Sir Batan nga, maybe there are struggling readers na they are supposed to be in the SPED. But they are not there in the SPED because they are not parang assessed. Like sa medical ba, nga assessment good sa doctor. But since it will involve money, so not all learners will be assessed. So niingon si Sir Batan, ECCD checklist, all teachers like from kindergarten to grade 1, dapat grade 1 teacher, she should be very aware of this ECCD. Mag-capacitate ka taaning ECCD, how to, what is this all about in the district level or ana ba sa district level so that kining ECCD checklist naka-attach na siya sa permanent record sa bata. I asked EPS de la Cruz nga dapat maka-attach siya, naka-attach daw. So if it has been attached and then the next grade level di po siya kasabot ug unsa di aning na ang ECCD unsay tan-awon ani, so nothing will happen. Kasi ingon si sir, so that the learners with kanang na ang test based on the ECCD checklist with learning delays. So, ug naay SPED class dito na siya mabilong or mabilong siya sa non-graded. And of course, this has to be referred po. Dapat mahibalo po ang focal person sa division, si Ma'am Zamoras. Relative to kanang na ang IMFAT pod. So, if only the kinder teachers know about ECCD and can understand ECCD, nothing will happen to the child in the next higher grade level. Dili siya the needs of the child will not be addressed. Like in fact, if only the SPED learner teachers will know this, then punta ka sa boat. So kinahanglan we need to study all of this. And then yes, Phil Erie for the elementary and junior high school. Relative to junior high school, I remembered the sharing of Sir Penales na the teachers, especially if it is new lesson, the teacher should present first concrete object. So, the teacher should have this concrete object first, then after the concrete, diba, semi-concrete, after semi-concrete, semi or semi-abstract, after that, abstract. Kana man jud nga actually procedure. Comment ni Sir Penales, I don't know, siguro you have observed this also, na in the junior high school, wala jud ko na siya kakita og junior high school teachers nga nag-start og concrete. And siya, when he attended a national activity, bantay may haba, sige, istorya ko niya, wala. When he attended a national activity, ingon si sir, nga naman lagi itong among facilitator in mathematics in the national level, he he presented real object in the classroom. Oh, real object in the plenary session in introducing the lesson. And siya kami gani mga tigulang na didto. Our facilitators presented first a real or real objects. How much more learners in our classrooms? And then most maingon na lang pud tanong mampug ako po ko'y nakitaan na most of the secondary teachers wala na may real objects, wala na may concrete. So please magtinabangay na pud ta ani, let's advocate to our school heads that secondary school heads, they should not presume na ang learners have the immediate knowledge or background knowledge. Sige, so, naingon ta na, we will bring letters na this time. We will bring katong cards na, number cards, ang sa tawag na, flashcards. Magdala-dalang tag flashcards. Naapatay katong we will follow up and monitor on explicit teaching, napatay ang big six of reading, napatay unsa ni kining we have types of reading and numeracy nga kuan daw implementation program. We need to check our teachers if new lesson nag-concrete ba sila. Utilize the reading tracker for key stages 1 and 2. So, di ba, ano na ko, I requested the staff to photocopy and then to distribute. Ipa-retrieve na ko balik. Stop sa taha sa reading tracker because when I asked Sir Penales, because I requested him with another, na ako gi-request ni Sir Penales na tracker. And he said na, Lil, kuan pa mi kanang we are still enhancing the reading tracker because they modified the EGRA, which is EGRA tool. We do not have the authority to modify EGRA tool because that's a tool from the national for given forwarded to us for utilization, and that tool has been benchmarked from I think Australia or US. Kaya parang US aid active program to siya nga it has been presented. So we do not have the authority to alter the EGRA. So with that, the region is still enhancing. So wala sa itong reading tracker. Reading tracker, it will be given to us soon once it will be enhanced by the region. So we will intensify the regional diagnostic test and achievement test. So we failed for 2 years. The division failed to conduct the DAT, the division achievement test. No. Division diagnostic test. And per advice of Sir Batan, na late man when we discuss, we will have our division achievement test this time. So that we can compare the result we had last year with this year. And we benchmark the NAP. In the National Achievement Test, grade 12, all grade 12 learners were tested. The same with the division achievement test. All learners in the grade level will be tested, but we will focus on the 5 learning areas. The same with the National Achievement Test. We will focus with the 5 learning areas: English, Science, Math, Filipino, and Araling Panlipunan. But there will be integration. We'll try our best that in the test items there will be integration of MAPE, integration of ESP, integration of other learning areas. So it's like that. All the grade levels as enrolled will take the test like the NAP. So this one, I mentioned this in other districts, but parang wala ko din na-mention sa Serious Menya. Formulate PISA-like test questions. Before, we said that in preparation to the NAT, we we will prepare not like test questions, that so that we can help our teachers for the review or enhancement. But now it's no longer not like, it's PISA like test. So please, district initiative lang sa ni, district initiative lang muna na you can produce with your experts PISA like test in the 5 core learning areas, so that the teachers will not be burdened. Master teachers ba, dili lang po nato kaayo sila like we will be doing this in a hurry na we will put pressure on them, especially nga they are also having their classes. So one at a time siguro, per month or per week na baka one PISA like test, may na lang. Per learning area, 1 week, so may na lang. If kuan pod, if not 1 or 2 PISA like test baka ha, per learning area, per grade level, per week, no? So please kamo na lang mag-strategize. Then once we have this PISA like test na, hopefully before the end of the year na atay daghang PISA like test, refer to the primer given to the grade 12. I shared to you that one, the primer. That's sample PISA like test. So that if each district will prepare without putting pressure on you and on your teachers, as long as na we are doing it, you will start doing the activity and how you will strategize to walay mag-post sa Facebook, ana lang ta. We will do it in a subtle way. Because kung maingon ako, contribute and share, di ba? 35 times, daghan, kaya gud ta, nga mahimo. But, it's not me to initiate. It will be the EPSS to take the lead in the learning area with your collaboration relative to the conduct of relative to the development of the PISA like test. Daghan naman tag assignment no, pasaylo alang gyud ko kay madaghan man gyud ni. But for PISA like, for the development of PISA like test, please wait for your surrogate EPS. It depends on your collaboration with them. I will give this to them on next week's conference. Component 3, profiling. Profile teachers and school heads trained in the ECD, trained in early childhood care and development. Murag ka naman siguro. ECCD magyapon na. And ELLN. And teachers handling, but we will wait for the APSS. As I have said, I already have given the assignment to the APSS on the profiling. ELLN, TLE, TVL, and MAPE. And we will not limit to this. Kaya nakalimit man ni siya sa TLE, TVL, and MAPE. All learning areas will have their profiling so that our training will be based on the profile of our teachers on the untrained, and we will submit our profile to the region. Murag na naman to deadline. I need to revisit. I need to check my notes on the deadline. In case nga the deadline will be next week or this Friday, murag magdinele gitaan eh. But I hope na you will also, basta I already have given the task to the APSS on this profiling. Reading program, survey. Based on the reading program, ang comment ni Sir Pinales, dili man tanan, not all can, of course, no? Ako, I am not expecting that all teachers can articulate what's zeal for progress in reading. Sometimes magani min sila, ambot unsa to. So we will have our follow up kay murag dili kuno kaayo like rapid. It's my fault for rapid, mingon na lang ko kasi I did not disseminate na makuan bita makaligtaan. Pilot test, the 4-year cycle approach. Mao ni akong giingon ninyo nga nagkagubot mo. 4-year cycle approach in key stage 1 wherein teachers will handle the same set of learners from kindergarten to grade 3. We react on this. Dili po ta reactive, no? Di po na mao. But we have given our suggestions to Sir Pinales na we will exclude kindergarten because kindergarten teacher, this year, next year, she will teach grade 1. Next year, she will teach grade 2. So, the preparation of the teachers. the teacher. So we will, that's the, actually, to pilot. But we will have it next year kasi next year pa man kita makapilot in case. So in preparation for this, kaya exclude naman ang kindergarten. So we had given the idea to the region that it will be grade 1 to grade 3. If it's grade 1 to grade 3, it will be 3-year cycle approach. Kung up to grade 3. Next consideration, will it be for reading only, reading English and Filipino, that the teacher will be the teachers in English and the teacher in Filipino from grade 1 to grade 3? So that she will be preparing for English and Filipino only, and she can intensify reading activities in from grade 1 to grade 3. Kasi para bang that's her accountability and responsibility. Nga gi-promote niya og grade 2, di man kabasa kaayo. So follow up siya sa grade 2. Follow up siya sa grade 3. So if it's like that, so nahimo nang naanay team teaching sa grade 1 to grade 3 teachers. So will it be, asa lang siya pwede applicable? Kay in other grade levels nga like monograde, pwede siguro. But I want you, may I request you, kay niingon bitaw si Sir Batan, we will pilot, kay pilot test man gyud po ni. In preparation for next year, pilot test in the 3-year cycle approach, please identify the school in which we can pilot. One school per district lang sa ta. One school per district. We will try it. So there will be 35 schools for the 35 districts. This is not final, pero try to scout and identify na and communicate to the teachers. I will give this to you. Assignment na pud ni. I will give this to the district heads to explain to the teacher, to the school head, then explain to the teachers on how this can be done. And this will be done. And then siguro before the end of this year, one of our conferences, I will ask you on before the end of the calendar year. No. Before the end of the school year, I will be getting your feedback. Makalimtan naman nagway no nato, no? Basta next month baka I will get your feedback relative to this. Kasi we need the commitment of the teachers, man. So kana, no? To be, we will part on this, but assignment has been given. Baka next month na I can, maybe you can give the feedback to this forum so that we can also inform the superintendent. And we will prepare the teacher. Kay ang grade 1 teacher, mo grade 2 teacher man siya next year. If we can get the commitment of the teacher, start na dayon ta next year. Ang grade 1 teacher this year, na mo grade 2 teacher siya next year. Kana man kay mag-cycle man silang tulo. The 3 of them have the initial kuana lang discussion with the identified school. This one. The region will implement policies on the assignment of teachers for grades 1 to 3 because ang feedback ni Sir Pinales, and I don't know whether it's true in the schools division of Zamboanga del Norte, newly hired teachers, ibutang man dahil sa grade 1. And without checking whether this teacher can teach beginning reading. Because I interviewed one teacher in grade 1, newly hired. Mailara man ko nato ang newly hired teachers. Good. I said, so you're a newly hired teacher? Yes, ma'am. And you are teaching grade 1? Yes, ma'am. Do you know how to teach reading? Magpatudlo pa ko, ma'am. So, kana. And we need to check our, pero, kuan man, no? All the districts naman siguro, we are conducting, you have conducted your capacity building on how to teach beginning reading. Pero we need to follow up. They're capacitated. Okay na ba sila? Are they expert na on how to teach reading? Beginning reading? So, follow up lang po ta. Um, this one, capacitate. Key stage 1 teachers on the teaching beginning reading, including the newly hired teachers. So we are ahead of the regional office. You have done, and thank you so much for conducting training of teachers, all teachers, on beginning reading. So we are so thankful to all of you. I think wala gyud siguro district wala nagkandak og training. All of you have conducted your training. So abangan ako ang sa ato ang PIR this June, whether all of you can really report that you have capacitated all key stage 1 teachers, meaning grade 1 to grade 3, on how to teach beginning reading, and including the newly hired. If you are done with the key stage 1, ay naamay abot ni bagong niabot nga newly hired, bantahi dayon baka gibutang po ni principal sa grade 1 ana wala na putas passing sila pa. So I hope that you will also follow up. If there are newly hired teachers in your district, please follow up and locate them. Locate on the grade level of these teachers and conduct an interview. I told the education program supervisors this morning, in case they are to conduct virtual conferences will only be Mondays and on a Monday and on a Friday. Mondays and Fridays lang. There will be for the CID. We already have agreed that there will be no virtual activity Tuesday to Thursday so that you can go on field and you can intensify monitoring and evaluation, and all of us can also go to the field to intensify monitoring and evaluation in schools. And when we monitor and evaluate schools, if we will look at other parts of the school, unahon dyan nato ang reading and numeracy. Reading and numeracy. We will start from there. We will start from there. So, ana na. And in fact, ako man gani, na ako mga folders, pero nasugda naman ako na i-visit schools. Siguro, gilang, before I'll travel in the morning, I need to be here very early so that I can move those folders, and late in the afternoon, and also Sunday if magkataon na dapat yun. So, ingon ani karon ang life nating lahat. Increase the number of schools offering STEM. So please advocate to the secondary school heads. Check on their offering, please, so that you can advise and have the list of their offering. Baka wala. So increase. Oh, we will increase the number of schools offering STEM, SSES, ag science man science program. Kasi ang science program ang will support on STEM. And then agri-fishery arts and rural farm school. So I will give this to actually kining agri-fishery arts. I will give this also to Ma'am Galaura for close monitoring. But we will advocate. Kay this is in support to our parang we will advocate math. Na we will prepare the learners on this. At the same time, na kay balupot sila mo farm, kay balupot sila diha. So that's to increase. Component number 5 is develop. What are we to develop? Our teachers, our school heads. That's why nakasulo diha ang team supervision when it comes to school heads. Kay our teachers are experts in their learning areas, experts in the content. How about the pedagogy? The question will be on pedagogy, and here comes the school heads to support the teachers on pedagogy. So it's like that, and we will support the school heads. We will help them on how to conduct team supervision. So we are really aligned. We have aligned actually our programs, despite us not knowing. We naka-align man di ay, but I'm so happy with the alignment. Localized policies to increase learning. So we are having our activities, localized policies, so that we can improve our performance. Okay. So that's the rapid approach. Naka-anchor siya sa DEPED 2030, Basic Education Development Plan. Naka-anchor siya sa MATATAG. Naka-anchor siya sa REDP 2023-2028. Naa sila sa REDP 2023-2028. Napos sila i-progress. Wala na gyud nakabinisaya ang region ba sa progress. I-progress. So, we, ay, ha?
Wala jud ang tingog.
Dalain na ini among nawala na pud may. Kini bitong amo ang internet, dili gud siya mo support nako. Og di sir lamdag pud, nag-virtual pud si sir. So, when I read, when the REDP has been presented to us at the region, with ipatas, and iprogress, I told myself, kung nagbinisaya ang region sa ilang mga acronym, we need to think of an acronym which is also Bisaya. And I started. That's why we have our um, Abante. Abante for Zamboanga del Norte. At first, ang first good anang Abante sa Norte man gyud to. Then Abante sa Zamboanga del Norte until such time it became na finally Abante. So that is actually for rapid sa region. We have our Abante for Zamboanga del Norte. So we have for the interface of the region, that's why they use the rapid for the interface. The same lang yun ang atong direction. All learners achieved moving towards mastery level by school year 2023 to 2025. Pero kita, generic ang ato ang what's this? Outcome. Generic man ta kay improve literacy and numeracy skills of the learners in Zamboanga del Norte Division. We did not indicate even the date. It's very generic. So it will be the school that will it will be even as kay we have our DEDP 20 up to 2028. So it is expected that up to that time, up to that year. Guidelines. The RO shall capacitate. So kita we already have capacitated. The SDO shall conduct rollout. So no problem on that. We are always conducting rollout. So as I have said, kung mag-rollout gani ang division, then the schools will conduct the rollout. Wala na'y proposal. Wala na'y submission of proposal. When it's rolled out, the participants will only be preparing the action plan, indicating based on the action plan prepared by the division during the regional rollout pod, and it will not be submitted to the division but part of the output of during the conduct of the activity. So before your participants sa roll out ng mga trainings, before your participants will return to the respective station to your district, it is expected that they are bringing with them the approved action plan signed by the focal person for and in behalf of the school's division superintendent. And it will be, but of course, you will be consulted through chat ba or text so that you will agree on the date of the conduct of the rollout. Then, all learning areas shall allow, this one, all learning areas shall allot 5 to 10 minutes for reading before the lesson proper. Ang niya diri sa rapid before the lesson proper. Ang naa sa atong propel, we did not even in our propel we did not limit the teachers on the number of minutes. But generally, we said per that Serbatan, instructions of Serbatan, that the teacher will indicate in the lesson plan, DLL or DLP, a part of the lesson in which the teacher will integrate reading. Without us talking about this, I did not confer to Sir Penales. We did not talk about that, pero thanks God, I'm so happy when I have seen this one na sulod yun diha ang propel. In fact, unsa gibutang diri, very specific ang region na it will be before the lesson proper. Meaning part of the time, if the time of the lesson is like 50 minutes ang lessons, ang learning area. So minus na siya 10. Kasi ang 5 to 10 minutes will be for reading. But ang gibutang diri before the lesson proper. I have not talked to Sir Penales, pero okay ra gyud ni si Sir Penales na a part of the lesson in which the teacher will decide that there's a need for her to strengthen reading in that part of the lesson. So based on the guidelines, naka-anchor ta sa regional guidelines because this is based on the division memorandum, regional memorandum number 16, series 2023, that the teachers will allot 5 minutes. But when I have seen a DLL, wala biya dito. I have seen a DLL without annotation on Propel. So I hope you will check. Please check on your teachers. Do not rely on your principal. Baka ang principal, wala na niya na-implement. Kasi I have seen a DLL without uh, indicating Propel. But the teacher said, Ma'am, I integrated reading. Nakalimot man ko, Ma'am, og butang. So wala na check ni school head ang DLL. With that, we are compliant with the regional mandate, integrating reading in all the learning areas. That's actually our integration. Sige, I'll proceed. We are on. So we are done with that. Mga rat, anat, for assessment. Kita, we will have our DAT. And then, kini, so we discussed on this already. Kanus ang IMFAT to SPED, PhilErie 3 to 12. Schools offering ALS shall require enrollees to fill in a personality. Wala pa man tano, we are to implement pa. We are yet to implement. So for next year, if naana ta implementation this next year. So I'll proceed. Profiling. Okay, we're done with that. And then, okay, mag-pilot test ta sa cycle, 3-year cycle. Increase. So, okay na di ay. Masterclass program. Naka-indicate. Okay. Sige, I will not be reading this all. Murag na-discuss naman ni nako tanan. Implementation arrangements. The Curriculum and Learning Management Division shall take the lead in the implementation of the RAPID approach. So, we can now articulate what's RAPID. Daghan kay tag mga acronyms, but okay lang. It's easy to memorize. Moreover, the CLMD shall coordinate with RO functional divisions and SDO key personnel for the effective execution of the PPAs. For March, like February, we were at Zamboanga City for reading for English, Filipino, and ELLN, and reading coordinator. This month, sa March, we will be in Dipolog City for, I think, mathematics and I forgot the other learning area. It will be given to us because just the same, it's rapid and we will be discussing on that learning areas. On April, the Zamboanga del Norte Division will host the regional interfacing of the CLMD with the CID, which includes EPP and MAPE. We will be the host on April. For the next month, it will be another learning area, another host. So we are moving from one division to another until such time that this coordination coordinating on the PPAs in all the learning areas will be done by the region. So every time that we will have that activity, I will also be updating you. Okay. Uh, so because the training needs assessment will be used by the RNEAP for the training. Okay. So conduct researches in line with the implementation of RAPID. Once our schools will can really articulate what's RAPID and parang they will be at ease with RAPID. So we do hope that there will be researches on that, including all other programs, even the school initiated program. They will conduct research for whether it's effective or not and what to enhance. So yes, there will always be quality assurance. Mm, yeah, we are also doing that, the FTAD. So collaboration with all the divisions. So in the region. So the division offices shall align interventions with RAPID. So the division will align with RAPID. The district will also align with RAPID. Please make your alignment in what component of RAPID can you align and what activities are you conducting in the district in which you can align with R, you can align with A, P, I, and D. Even the schools, what activities the schools are conducting in which they can align with every letter of RAPID. So that every monitoring, during monitoring, we will include that in our monitoring and we will give them time, of course. And every time the region will come, so you can, they will be happy if they can see the alignment of the activities of the schools. And even the teachers will know that they are aligned to RAPID. All of us will align to RAPID. All right, I think I'm done with RAPID. Asa na to? Design intervention programs to achieve the objectives. Yes, identify writers and curators of learning resources. So, care of LRMS, implement programs, PPAs based on RAPID, inclusion learners through develop assessment tools, assess levels of learners. Yes, we are doing that. Ensure the inclusion provision of rapid approach in Region 9 and in LAC sessions in schools and districts. So, it is expected that if you will have your district LAC session, you will include this rapid para one-time dissemination or you will empower the school to conduct the orientation during their LAC session. And also in the PTA, during the PTA conference, sana the schools will also advocate our programs and projects during PTA conference. Kay baka, so that they will know. And yes, there will be evaluation. So that ends my presentation. Please, we will proceed.
No problem. Anyway, no kasi
My,
understand.
next, my. Next will be the Abante. Sorry. Yes, the Abante. I will now proceed with Abante. Am I now projecting? Na? Okay. Pasensya na mo ha. Girapido man gyud mo na ako rong hapuna. Are we good? Hello? Are you
Okay,
still
Ma'am
there?
Lel. Yes, ma'am.
Kumbati.
ma'am.
Sige. Because you will also update, you will advocate also Abante. I did not advocate Abante pa, wala. But you can see this in our REDP. But the detail, what is really Abante, you do not know about it. Kasi I did not advocate. I waited for the right time. Then Si Sebatan mentioned about Abante. If it's rapid in the region, it's Abante in Zamboanga del Norte. So I embedded that in the Zamboanga del Norte plans for 2023-2030. Grabe no, we are done with this. Because I submitted Abante to the region. If the region will submit this to the national, ato na dito ang Abante sa central office. What is Abante? Abante is the strategic approach of the Curriculum Implementation Division of Zamboanga del Norte. Strategic approach because there are strategies in its letter of Abante. This is rapid. This is anchored to rapid. This is anchored to the EDP, the Division Education Development Plan. That is not really anchored, but if that is within the EDP, and this is for curriculum. When we presented the DEDP, in the DEDP, it's there that Zamboanga del Norte, ang Zamboanga del Norte nakakaplag og dalan, ang kaplag is on access. That's the Visayan, that's the acronym for access. The kaplag, ang dalan that is on parang equity. Abante is on quality. Ang lupad that is, I don't know, baka nasayo pod ko, naapaman ang resiliency and well-being. So that's why when we formulated this, when we had a right shop at Makayla, other PSDSs were there with us, parang si Sir Magtuba, to aman siguro to, PSDS Gadmalin, PSDS Galio, Sir Krampatanta, I think, to ato dito. So, when we separately formulated our strategic direction, when we submitted our report, hala kay, nahimo man hinuong, nahimo jud siyang ang Zamboanga del Norte nakakaplag og
Nawala pa ka ko, Anil. Ay, abin ako nawala ko. Thanks, de.
Hi, Glenn.
Hello.
ay ni anak ko. Nibalik na pud ko. Am I projecting o nawala pud akong presentation?
Nawala, ma'am.
Oh, sige sa nay.
Wala gid ma'am.
Asa man ko last ni istorya? Sa Abante?
Abante pa jud ma'am.
Abante.
Abante pa jud.
Sa
Sa lupad,
paglupad?
ma'am. Sa lupad.
Abante
Sa lupad, ma'am Lel.
Nagkakaplag og dalan para makaabante sa paglupad. So all of us should be able to say these lines because this will articulate the approaches, the strategic approach of Zamboanga del Norte. So the tagline of Zamboanga del Norte is ang Zamboanga del Norte nakakaplag og dalan para makaabante sa paglupad. Okay. So, abante, I'll repeat, human naman to ko aning discuss nyo, wala man ay bantay may akong Abante is the strategic approach of the Curriculum Implementation Division in supporting curriculum management. When we give support to our school heads in managing the curriculum and in in the implementation of the curriculum, strengthening shared responsibility because it is not only the responsibility of us in the Department of Education because it takes a village to educate a child. So strengthening shared responsibility, fostering a culture of excellence. We are hoping for that. Despite we have now our struggling readers, years from now, zero struggling readers ta all proficient readers by 2028 because that's the target of of the Department of Education. Developing self and others, that is on uh, resiliency and well-being. So we are there also. Developing self and others because we need to develop our teachers, we need to train our teachers, we need to train our school heads with focus on assessment. Assessment is the first letter of that's the first word of the first letter. Assessment refers to the first letter of Abante. And of course, we need to continuously monitor and evaluate the implementation of the curriculum PAPs. So we do hope that our presence in the school will not be just mere presence, but we are giving something for our school heads and teachers. And we monitor and evaluate them without putting fear in their hearts. And continuous improvement. We are always for CI. That's why when I had my conference with the school heads, I said, do not say, I could not tell that this tool will be permanent because we are always for continuous improvement. So that's Abante. So now that we are advocating Abante and you are to advocate Abante with the Rapid so that you can link, you can connect Abante with Rapid. And then, please do not coin Abante with Abilio. Lahi ra pod, Abante Abilio. Do not coin my name with Abante, but Abante is the strategic approach of the Curriculum Implementation Division of DEPED Zamboanga del Norte Division. It will be like that. So, Simid Propel, it's the uh, flagship program, reading program of the division of Zamboanga del Norte. Walay ngalan. Wala diha si Abilio. Okay. Rationale. This strategic approach beams to guide all DepEd officials, teaching and non-teaching palihog, mga English major, wala man dagway na, basig na, dili na maawang grammar, ng teaching staff of the Schools Division of Zamboanga del Norte in the implementation of PAPs to ensure access and to improve the quality of basic education in Zamboanga del Norte Division. Okay. And then, these curricular programs, kining nga PAPs, projects, and activities are anchored to the REDP, DEDP, and the RAPID, which is Reading and Numeracy First, Assessment, Profiling, Improve, Develop approach of Region 9 in improving the delivery of basic education. So you can see it is well aligned. DepEd Zamboanga del Norte Division, in its earnest desire to improve the performance of learners in all the key stages, has developed a strategic curricular approach dubbed Abante. Abante gyud ani, walay atras, Abante. So what's the Abante approach? A is to assess. Assess and accommodate all types of learners. We are on inclusive education. And we need to assess the learners so that we will know where they are. When it comes to reading, how many are they in its difficulty, in its level of learning, reading scale? So we are to assess them in their readiness. We are giving pre-test and to these learners, so and we need to know where they are at the end of the year. So assessment is part of really it's part of our processes in the curriculum. And after we assess our learners, we know how to accommodate them, not only the types of learners generally, whether they're iPad, MEP, asa sila dapit, we are to we are to take into consideration what is inclusive education. We are to establish inclusive schools and specifically accommodate all types of learners, whether they are asa man sila, na imo ba silang non-readers, despite non-readers na sila sa ato ang schools. We need to accommodate them. We need to accommodate them whether they are struggling readers. We are to accommodate them based on their needs. So accommodation can be generic based on inclusive education, can be specific based on the individual need or needs of the learners per grade level. So sana ma-stop na ang chain of blaming nga secondary kinig yung taga elementary gipangpasa sa amo dili ka basta. We will stop that one kasi we need to accommodate man. So since they are in the classroom now, nga expected na ang expectation sa ilang skills na since they are already in the classroom, the teachers and the schools are to accommodate without murmur, accommodating them with much gusto, with much love. So, kung naaga ni mo actually bagulbol na any teacher or school head, ipastop din nato. Stop. Ana din ta. Dili na ta nang bagulbol. It will add weight on our shoulder. It will add load to our shoulder. Kay balo na ta trabaho uno ni nato, magbagulbol pa ta, we are wasting our time. Dili na. Instead, strategize tayo. Ay, we have this kind of learners. Unsaon nato ni sila? Ay, feeding ta. Di ba? Prepare all districts. Please prepare your report for the next DEMANCOM. All the districts will prepare a 5-minute report like what we did last time for Bakungan, Polangkuwan, and kinsa to? Sindangan Central. So they're done with the presentation, and after that, we will not be informing you. Just be ready with your soft copy. You will just be picked during the DEMANCOM per instruction of pasangilan na po na ako si Sir Batan. Sir Batan paghilom, ikaw ra na. No, actually, that will be the process. So just prepare. And if it's almost DEMANCOM, just be ready. Every month, be ready. When you participate in the DEMANCOM, even if you will not be there, just be ready with the reading report. Best practice, or it may not be or like the district practices or practice in reading. Sige, let's proceed. We build children's literacy and numeracy skills in all levels for effective and efficient delivery of the K-12 curriculum. So that's literacy and numeracy first. So we are in rapid because that's R in rapid, reading and numeracy first. As it's literacy is reading and numeracy. So that's the foundation. So that's why we are so serious on this, and we need what data good, data authentic data na like I don't want to mention, but inevitably I can mention it, like the data presented by Ma'am Hibone. So why should we question on the data presented? The data is there. So what we need to think is, it's not the how on the classification of these learners nganong naa sila dito and this number, but what we need to think is how can we help these learners as reported. Ana, it's how to build learners literacy and numeracy. And please monitor, as I have said, we will monitor the schools on how they build learners literacy and numeracy, because that's letter B of ABANTE and that's letter R of RAPID. Okay, so next. And data is very important. Na ay data, ang division na ay data as presented by Ma'am Hibone, na po'y data ang district as you submitted to the region.
Nawala na pod Ma'am Lil.
Ako ba kayo nawala? Hi. Hello.
May gwapa ito yung Sir Ray Tambulero.
Hello, asa na ka, ma'am?
Okay. Abin ako'y nawala.
Hello, ni anapod ko. Are you still there? Hello?
Yes ma'am.
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
ma'am.
Pasensya na yun. Katawa ko. Sige. So, we're done with build. My request is when you explain this, please align this with rapid. So, we have our assess, the first letter of Abante. So, that is also assess of letter A of rapid. And then we have our build, that this is actually rapid. This is reading and numeracy. Our letter B is letter R in rapid because we have build children's literacy and numeracy. In rapid, that is letter R, reading and numeracy first. So, and this is relative to all the reading programs, all activities on reading and literacy and numeracy. We are to also include numeracy. Letter A, the second A is access. Access to resources for wider learners learning navigation to inclusive friendly environment. Environment, which would mean schools and learning centers. Inclusive friendly environment. Or in fact, we are also on friendly environment, or we are establishing happy schools. So access to resources. That's why, because resources will be affected if the schools do not have the MOOE. That's why it's part of our task to also check on the MOOE downloading of the schools. And to the districts I went to, not all, but I got a copy of the status of the downloading. Although here in the division office, of course, individual school man yun na, they have their ledger, but it's good to note also na we can check that there's prompt downloading, and in case there's a delay, we can outrightly check on the schools with delayed MOOE downloading. Kay maputla na magkuryente. Just imagine the bill of the school. So access to resources. So we need to check on the resources, visual aids of the teachers, specifically in the delivery of the lesson. We need to ensure that there's resources from, as emphasized by Sir Penales, and we need to check this time, concrete from all grade levels. Especially if it's a new lesson, dapat the teachers will start with concrete. Even dito sa junior high school, sa senior high school, concrete, semi-concrete, semi-abstract, before siya maato sa abstract. Okay, we need to remember that ang senior high school, most of them are not really teachers in their baccalaureate courses. So they need the technical assistance when it comes to this. And another also, we will check on we need to check on the functionality of the district learning hub. Relative to the district learning hub, here's actually I referred something to Sir Batan relative to the district hubs of those districts nga the districts that were sa redistricting. During the redistricting, di ba, we have 60 districts. From 35, it became 60. And then each of the additional districts during the redistricting have established district learning hubs. Then I did not actually refer to Sebatan on the district learning hubs, but I referred him on those, like in some districts, this issued computers and other equipment were actually retrieved for the mother district. In case that there are those issued by the division office through our supply officer, it has been issued to an accountable official during the existence of that 60 districts. This is actually based on the policy given shared. What I mean is a policy or instructions by the schools division superintendent when I refer this to the superintendent. So niingon si sir, I will read, I will quote, remain lang gihapon ang hub. So kung asa naka-establish ang hub, in what school, in that 60 districts before, in what school of the 60 districts the hub has been established, it will remain there per instructions of Serbatan. Wherever the hub was established, it will stay there. So I'll repeat, wherever the hub was established, it will stay there. So dili panguhaon ang, because it has been established there, meaning there's access of the nearby schools in that in that district hub. It is expected that it has been strategically located, then it's safe because there's room for that in which it will be protected from human or force majeure na situation. So it's like that. And then the following day, Sir again had given these instructions. Whatever properties released to the accountable officer of the school shall remain in the school. So I'll repeat, per instructions of the superintendent, whatever properties released to the accountable officer of the school shall remain in the school. If the principal will transfer, there will be proper turnover, and this will be coordinated with the division office supply officer. Because it's the division has delivered and tell documents, there's an accountable officer receiving the equipment. If this equipment will be transferred to another office, to another area, this has to be properly coordinated. Challenge. Okay. May I reiterate the instructions given by the school's division superintendent when I referred to him relative to the equipment, the computers, and other equipment found in the district learning hub. So I'll repeat the instructions of the SDS. Remain lang gihapon ang hub. So wherever is the location of the hub, it will remain there. Wherever the hub was established, it will stay there. So we will be checking on this kung asa naman ang mga computers in the East Learning Hub, and I will, of the 60 districts, it will remain as 60. It will be monitored by the LRMS. So in case computers had been retrieved without proper coordination, there is a division office. So it will be, that's something that will be discussed further, and it will be justified by the PSDS, whoever have taken the equipment, the computers from the established hub. And then he remains to be the accountable officer of those equipment. If the principal will transfer to another school, there will be proper turnover and coordinated with the division office supply officer. So unless there's coordination with the division supply officer, an equipment or any equipment on this matter will not be transferred out by the PSDS or whoever, in case unless it will be properly collaborated with the principal or the officer, the accountable officer accepting the equipment, and unless it has been properly coordinated, or siguro even if he did not transfer but he will no longer use those materials, those equipment, so it will be coordinated to the supply officer. So that's the instructions given by our school's division superintendent. Okay, so that's about resources relative to. Letter N is nurture. Nurture learners' holistic development for them to contribute meaningfully to a cohesive nation. Cohesive because in the BEDP, it's cohesive. So we are also evolving. We are improving to cohesive. From one nation, cohesive nation. Nurture learners' holistic development. So with the hope that we are also implementing other programs in the school. It will not only be just reading, but of course, activities for values formation. What activities will be for values formation? We have our buwan ng values. We have our values month. We have our SPE. Kana, actually, last month was Arts Month, buwan ng sining. And we attended the culmination activity of the buwan ng sining at Sergio Osmeña National High School. I hope other schools are also doing the same. We are also to consider holistic development of these learners. So how how does the school or how do schools nurture these learners? So we need to check on this. How's the nurturing? So that our curriculum will not be affected by like bullying and uh, other situations that would deter prevent learners to be developed holistically. So there should be PAPs to be implemented. Letter T of ABANTE is transform. Hmm. Transform instructional leaders and teachers to ensure effective and efficient implementation of relevant and responsive curriculum that produce resilient individuals. That's why we have our district team supervision. We need to transform instructional leaders. We need to help them so that they can effectively conduct post-demo conference. We need to empower our school heads, but empowering the school heads, we need to give them power. We need to fuel their skills and capabilities so that they will have the confidence to help the teachers. Because the teachers maybe they will think that expert me ani and si sir does not know about the content, but how about the pedagogy? We can just observe classes in all the grade levels, even into sa grade 12, because we are after of the pedagogy. We are after of the pedagogy, the transfer of this. So we need to transform them. Once we can help all these school heads, so there will come a time that they will just be there. They are so confident in conducting post-demo conference. And transforming them would also mean ang values formations, atong mga school heads, their healthy working relationship, healthy working relationship, the values system of our school heads, apila na siya, including the kanang MOE, fiscal management, because it will affect the curriculum. So we will not limit transformation in curriculum, but if we will ensure effective and efficient implementation of the curriculum, also the person itself, not only like instructional leaders and teachers, transformation in what way? We need to safeguard and we need to educate them when it comes to using the technology, TikTok, Facebook, Messenger. So we need to educate them because there's professionalism when it comes to using this technology. It has been mentioned by our school's division superintendent na yes, personal nila, but they're showing parts of their body dito sa Facebook, nakamubo kaig shorts na ana ba naunsa nakatupis, and then what else? Yes, mayon sila, that's my personal thing, but they are clothed with authority. So gihukas na nilang ilang pagka teachers and pagka-instructional leaders, they are clothed with authority and they are clothed with responsibility, and we do not know up to the extent of their influence, di ba? The influence of the teacher to a learner. Mingon na lang ta, mag-singular na lang ta ani. There isn't limitation on that. So please, during this LAC, sa atong DLAC, please, we will include this in our district learning action cell. Use of technology and reminding them that they are clothed with authority and responsibility and they influence people in the community makahadlok, no. So this will be your assignment. So I hope that you can report that in one of our activities. Kamo na pod ang reporter next nato na activity, virtual, to include that one. But of course we need to model. Maski kita nice man gyud unta mag shorts, pero makahadlok like nice po, magpapuok-puok po kahata, no? Si Mako. Sometimes, siguro to ata sa beats, wata ka bantay na picturean man ta dito, ay tuwa naman sa Facebook. Even if we are eating, siguro nagkaunta dito og barbecue or banana queue, na picturean man ta, nga dako ka itong nga. Niniingkit ta dito, murag, lain kay sa picture. And bantayan nato ang pictorials, baka nagpicture tan ay lechon sa atubang, ingo nga, agoy ang team supervision na himong eating supervision. So kana bantayan, daghan kay bantayan jud kaayo, no mga anak. And so on and so forth. Sige, I'll continue. Letter E of Abante is ensure. Ensure compliance to policies and standards set by the Department of Education. So it doesn't mean when we say Department of Education, that's from only the policies and standards set by CO. We have our localized, we have our RO, we have our DO na man gani school policies. So ensure compliance as long as nga naka-align ang mga policies dito sa CO. So, but please caution in the implementation of like it's about conduct of activities and implementation of some like kanang naang policies, we need to be very careful because there are those that are not within our turf, like transfer of teacher from one school to another. Bahalag silingan, bahalag usa lang gyud katikang ang next nga school. No, it's a no-no. That's only the authority of the SDS. Kana lang yun, itong bantayan at all times. Transfer of school heads, it's a no-no. It's only the school's division superintendent. There are proposals that will be up to the district level, but I am still waiting for the policies, for guidelines to be set by Sir Umpoy, because we need to set the ceiling on the amount of inset that will be conducted. With that amount, pwede ba na it will be signed, approved by the school, by the PSDS in behalf of the superintendent. We are actually discussing parang advance info na lang pod ni na it has been mentioned by Sir Batana, what if siguro next move will be parang banded, tagaan og band ang mga PSDS so that you can sign kana mga proposals even with budget. So that we can also parang minimize papers in the division and fast tracking of the flow of the papers in the office. Okay, so that's Abante, Zanorte. So our baseline data, the NAT, the RAT, and the EDAT, ATAF, and all. So, di na ako basahon ha. Dayon, we have our data that's supported with data per submission ninyo sa ato ang EPSS, but per learning area na, we have our focal person when it comes to MPS. So, mao na ang mga, these are the data in which we anchor our Abante. Then with the PAPs of the curriculum, 2023, what are those? So we need to edit this, for editing, after this, please edit. So 2024, that's the activities, these are the PAPs funded. What we are indicating here are only for those to be funded by SRTD funds for 2024. For 2025, we already have this PAPs 2026, 2027 to 2028. Kinina ang we already have submitted this to the CO 2029 up to 2030. So, with the ABANTE. 2023. So, other programs, we have our Propel, we have our Gold, this one, all the programs of, are you aware of Mr. Wheel? The SPED program of what's this, ma'am? Zamora's drive has been actually adapted also by Ma'am Ricamara. The Alcenso sa Norte, pagkadaghan man ani nga program, mga handog, All sa Norte, Als Alive, MEP, Blag P, Building Learners Optimized Goals Program. This is Ma'am Galaura. We have we have additional ani ni Ma'am for mathematics. Wala diri si mathematics. We have P-Solve. We will edit these programs and we will give this to you. These are the lineup programs and activities up to 2030. Monitoring and evaluation, we'll have our DEPED order number 29, series 2022. BMIF, we need to be at home with BMIF na pod. Then, ang data collection will be quarterly, by semester, based on the POPs. Adjustment done after the conduct of the division, district, and school PIR. Okay, so that's Abante, Zanorte. Next. Pasaylo ako ninyo. Girapido dyan mo na ako this afternoon. Matatag. Kana lang. I will present to you the unpacking of Matatag agenda. This has been shared. Gagmay kaayo. Sige lang. I will not read all of this, ha? Dili na dyan eh. Ay, may. Excuse ka dyan sa dyan. I will not read all of this. I will give this to you. What's important is you can see the alignment of the Matatag. What is what is TA, what is this? The commitment of the Department of Education, and then second column, baseline current state of DEPED, the existing support policies and programs. This is based on the central office. So kita pod sa region, asa sila, but our concern is kita. Sa division, where are we? Kami, there is a division. And sa school, asa si school when it comes to Matatag agenda, because the PAPs of the schools and our PAPs in the CID has to be aligned with the Matatag. And then the programs, policy actions, this one, the policy actions, the programs of the Department of Education, the outcome indicators or outputs, expected outputs, accountabilities by governance, sa CO, BCD, ang lead, sa RO, si LMD, sa CO, that's Bureau of Curriculum Development, sa region, na diya si LMD, sa school, na sa CID, sa SDO, sa school head. So, we will align all our activities to this Matatag. Then the timelines, we have our timelines. The schools need to have their timelines also, even us in the CID and you as the implementers of the curriculum. So, may mga timelines dire ang CO, progress as of, Asa naman ang CEO karon? K to 10 review was completed na. O, K to 10 review was completed. Grades 11 to 12. Curriculum review will commence first quarter. So first quarter of 2024 will be for grade 11 and 12. Meaning, DepEd is ready for next year in this enhancement of the curriculum because it has been done from kindergarten to grade 10. Abangan. So, that's MA of Matatag. Make the curriculum relevant to produce competent, job-ready, active, and responsible citizens. Competent batong learners, that's why we need to institutionalize reading to make them competent in reading. Job ready ba ang atong senior high school? Are they active? Active in participating based on their level, grade level in other activities so that they will be responsible citizens. So that's MA of Matatag. That's why here, when you look at the commitment of the department, we will reduce the number of learning areas in the K to 3 from 7 to 5 to focus on the foundational skills in literacy and numeracy in the early grades, particularly among disadvantaged students. So 5 na lang. Next year pohon, it will be like that. So we will wait. Develop CGs for key stages 1 to 3. Key stage standards, grade level, learning area, and learning competencies. So that's something new for next year for MA. On-site policy action, reduce the number of learning areas. So I will not read all of this. This will be your assignment. And please advocate to all the school heads. Kay congested daw ang ato ang curriculum. Na? Milks are utilized. Commence this revision of the curriculum. K to grade 12 curriculum being finalized. Senior high school curriculum is undergoing review. Finalize the general and learning area curriculum shaping papers. Review the revised K to 3 CGs. Na-reviewed na. So that's it. We have this Republic Act. Bantayan nato ang atoa. There is a division. Lead the preparation. Lead the preparation of dili ni regional division implementation plan ni siya kay di araman ang region diri sa CLMD. Plan for adoption. Ang school lead the implementation of the revised curriculum. Si school head. Okay, so next. So, ang MA is making the curriculum relevant to produce competent, job-ready, active, and responsible citizens. We will strengthen our literacy and numeracy programs. Na subayo nagitaanin ni Secretary Duterte. Naunsa ka ning ato ang number 3 naman di ay ni no. Ang number 2, we will reduce. Kadjot sa balikan nato tong number 1. We will revise the K to 12 curriculum to make them more responsive to our aspiration as a nation to develop lifelong learners who are imbued with 21st century skills. So, what are those 21st century skills? Dapat kay balutatanan including the teachers, discipline, and patriotism. So, GMRC, discipline. Number 2, unsa ingon sa number 2? We will reduce the number of learning areas. So, that's number 2. Number 3, we will strengthen our literacy and numeracy programs. So, ato gining atong numeracy and literacy. We will revitalize reading, science, and technology. We will advocate STEM and math programs by utilizing the gains of previous programs. The programs will be at local and international best practices, consulted with experts, and will be research or evidence-based. We will improve English proficiency while recognizing linguistic diversity. We will work towards the goal of English language proficiency within the context of a multilingual nation. Pero we will work on English literacy We will review the implementation of MTB, MLE, guided by the basic principles that, among others, learners learn when taught in a language that they understand. Tanaw na, abangan natin if we still have MTB as a separate subject. Murag wala na pohon next year. Number 7, we will further intensify the values formation of learners in curriculum and teaching, particularly through GMRC and values education in adherence to Republic Act. So values education natin. Number 8, we will embed the culture of peace in our curriculum to develop learners who are peace builders in communities. We discussed this with EPS Recamara for peace education so that we will integrate that in our lessons. We will integrate peace competencies such as social awareness, responsibility, care for the environment, value for diversity, self-esteem, positive character, resilience, and human security into the various learning areas of the K-12. So we will work on the integration. Pero integrated naman, we will check on that further. We will be transparent with curriculum guides. We will share our draft curriculum guides with interested education stakeholders to help us develop a robust curriculum na. Robust, imagine the term robust. We will be transparent about our test scores. We will make our test data available for researchers and analysts to aid us in making evidence-based policy decisions. So ang ato ang PISA-like test. We will share sample test items with schools and teachers to strengthen the use of assessment, to improve the teaching and learning process. So we will prepare on this so that we can share to our schools. District will take the lead muna in collaboration with the education program supervisors in the area, in the learning area. We will engage with CHED and TESDA and various industry partners to address issue of skills mismatch in our senior high school program. So naka-advance na taning number 13. We had our consortium with JRMSU. We will continue with our consortium this July to August. That's why we had our survey on teachers not handling, teaching the learning area, not their major. I hope all secondary schools have answered the survey because that will be used, and we will prepare that for number 13 and for naka-advance na taaning number 13 actually, I would say. We have our MOA. 14, and please encourage your teachers in the senior high to enroll, or in the junior high in case they are teaching not the major to enroll. We will update you once we can talk with the JRMSU president relative to the continuation of our consortium. To make our graduates employable, we appeal to the industry and to employers to accept our students in work immersions and hire them when they graduate. Okay? Letter T. So, daghan to no, sa ano pa lang, 15 ba to, 16 for make our curriculum relevant. T, matatag. Take steps to accelerate the delivery of basic education facilities and services. So, infrastructure, we have recently created. Okay, we build more resilient schools and classrooms. Hoping for that. We will wait. Many of the schools are waiting. Closing the gaps in school infrastructures with policy to eliminate corruption. We will establish fully functional library hubs in our division offices. Ay, wala pag yun ta dire. Actually, we have our LRMS, but this will be something to be worked by our LRMS also. We will provide schools with electricity. So, there will be a survey of the SJOD na ni classroom packages with ICT, optimized technology. We will digitize our essential processes, launch our national education portal, one-stop shop lagi sana ang classroom, school, public and private complementary. So, okay na naman ta. Working with private school organizations, we have that. GASP, BARM, Brothers. Okay, for the BARM. Effective education governance. Another TA of MATATAG. Take good care of learners by promoting learner well-being, inclusive education, and a positive learning environment. So we will adapt on this. I-enhance na po na ko ang ABANTE. It will be positive learning environment because I will, before I'll give you the ABANTE, I will first enhance the ABANTE using this MATATAG so that we can also anchor our ABANTE with MATATAG. We will adapt the terms. Skinny, this is ours na. Part of last mile schools, the ALS, the SPED, the IPED. Tanaw na to dire. That's ours, I'm sure. CID, the school head. So, atin ito. Atin ito. Take good care of our learners. So, dili na lang nako nabasahon tanan. It will be care of the district na ha, care of na nako ninyo for the dissemination of this psycho-emotional and physical conditions. So, kana of our learners. Strengthen children at risk. CAR. We have our CAR, children at risk. This is on adolescent early pregnancy. CICL, children in conflict with the law. LRPO, Learners' Rights and Protection Office, established na po siya. Ang rights-based education, ato itong i-review na po. Mental wellness of everyone. So, yes, our ALS. Madrasa. We are guided with the policies. Inclusive Learning Resource Center. So, tanaw na ito atong district hub. Inclusive ba ang atong district hub? And then, we will provide assessment assistive mechanisms. We will work. So, if that's the work of the CO, that's the work of the DO, and all of us. We will involve our parents and guardians in the education of our children. The SW currently implements the PES. Napa itong linkage with SWD para unta ang mga bata pag-abot dito sa kinder, okay ra pod. Wala man, it's vacant. The G of MATATAG is give. Give support to teachers to teach better. Here we are. That's our accountability. SGOD. SGOD with CID. SGOD lagi diri ang gibutang. Kasi ang training manggod, training is apil siya sa support system sa SGOD. Actually, ang SRTD, SGOD man yun na, and that has been shared to us for our training in the CID. So, support to teachers when it comes to training, mga scholarship nila. We will provide support in terms of innovation, PPSTA. Capacitate teachers. Provide training for school heads, school leaders, school heads, supervisors. We will provide training and other learning and development interventions for school leaders, namely the school heads, supervisors, superintendents, and assistant superintendents, so that they can better support our teachers to teach better. All of us actually, from school heads to the superintendents, we are school leaders. For school leaders, namely the school heads, supervisors, we are included there. We will remove non-teaching tasks. That's why we have our AO. Makahatag not all schools, sige na lang, at least there's initial appointment, number of those who will be AOs to support on this. Fast track implementation of the career progression of teachers, implement merit selection policy. So, Prime SRM, we are working on that. The SDO is working on that. We aim to make new Teacher Education Council and Secretariat fully functional. Katong tech and secretariat. Mm. Kasi they are in charge of developing professional, what's this? Issue policy, properly. Teacher Education Council. They are very much involved on the scholarship program training, the scholarship program teachers. Advocate additional benefits for our teachers. Lipay ang teachers ani. Implement the policy and distribution of teacher workload. Kini Magna Carta. To addressing issues affecting net take-home pay of teachers. Apil na siya nga tutukan, discussing with the Department of Health to provision of free annual physical examinations for our teachers. Sana, we will pray for this. Di ta magbayad. We are all closely coordinating with JSIS. So, this will be included. Lastly, we are looking to providing free legal assistance facilitated for teachers on matters concerning loan obligations and cases. So, dili na ni ato sa SCOD ni. To our teachers, we recognize your zeal, integrity, commitment, and passion. Maraming salamat po sa inyong dedikasyon. Hindi po namin kayo pababayaan. Na that's the commitment of the Department of Education. Hindi natin pababayaan ang mga teachers. So that's matatag. Wala pa dire it's vacant pa dire sa last column. Why? Parang vacant talaga na. Kay unsa man ni adire sa last column. It's progress as of. Wala pa progress. Those without the remarks that is purely planned. So that's matatag. We will memorize this one. Make the curriculum relevant to produce competent, job-ready, active, and responsible citizens. Then we will memorize unsa tong first TA, then the G, which is the give. So that's the matatag agenda of the Department of Education this time under our DepEd Secretary Inday, Sara Duterte. Okay, so we are done with number 1, orientation on the following. So I can immediately provide you with rapid. I can immediately provide you with matatag, abante. I will first have my enhancement of the abante to make it anchor to the matatag before I will give that to you